Part 2 of the Hangman card, and we're going to look at the interpretations and why it might come up in a reading. So one of the first reasons is perspective. The Hangman is asking us to change our perspective, to look at things from a different angle, in a new way. This could be towards a situation, a problem that you may have that you're trying to solve and you don't feel you're getting the solutions. If we look at it from a new angle, in a different way, we can often find then the answers that we're looking for. It can also be with a person. So if you're having a disagreement with somebody and you don't seem to be getting anywhere, and it's just you keep arguing over the same thing, when the Hangman comes up, he can be asking us to try and see things from the other person's perspective. Not necessarily saying that we need to change our perspective fully and that we can't hold our thoughts and our views anymore. But if we're able to at least see where the other person is coming from, how they're seeing the situation, as well as our own perspective, it then allows us to have empathy and compassion for that other person, which then means that in that instance then we're able to hopefully move on from that situation and that argument, either by coming to an agreement with that person, or if needs be, just agreeing to disagree, and we can move on from it. It can also come up if we are being asked to have patience. It may be that we're being asked to be patient around something, or it may be that it's telling us that patience is going to be required. You could be waiting for a new house. It could be to do with your mortgage. You've been accepted for a mortgage, but you've put an offer in on a property, but the people who need to move out of that property, they've got delays, say, their end in moving to where they need to go, and so it's saying, Hangman comes up to say that you're going to need to be patient now, because this is the right thing for you. Don't pull out, just be patient. You'll be happy here, be patient with your choice, and all will come good in the end. Which can bring us on to then also similar meaning of delays and hold-ups. The Hangman can come up when we need to stop, when we need to pause, we need to take a break from something. Maybe we've got a task that we're trying to complete and we're finding it really difficult. No matter what we do, it just keeps going wrong. And so it's time to stop, it's time to break, and then come away, and hopefully then in the moment while you're away, you will get the answers. So this is when we can get the epiphanies come in, because while we're doing the thing and we keep trying to do it, often we'll just go round and round in circles and we just get nowhere. By removing ourselves from the situation, from the task, we are able to emotionally detach from it, which then also makes things clearer in our mind, and it gives us that clarity that we're looking for. And it's a bit like when children at school are revising for their exams, and they say, don't they, that if you keep revising, eventually your brain just won't take in the information anymore, that you must have breaks, you need to stop, come away, and then when you go back to the task, you'll be refocused, your brain will be fresh, and you'll have that ability to start absorbing the information again properly. So it's a little bit like that. So it's time to stop, time to remove yourself, and that will then serve you better in the long run. When you go back to the thing that you're trying to do, things will be clearer and will work out better. The Hangman also talks about releasing control and to surrender. This can come up sometimes in emotional ways, especially like things like anxiety. So when we're anxious, we try and control what we're anxious about. But oftentimes it is better to just allow that anxiety to be there, to just allow it to come, to feel the anxiety no matter how uncomfortable, and just release all that trying to control it, because in the end the control ends up giving us more anxiety. So if we can just release that control and just allow to be what will be, we'll often find then that the situation we were anxious about isn't as bad as we thought, and then hopefully over time we're able to move on from that and not feel anxious about it. Whereas if we keep controlling it, especially in the way of avoiding doing the thing that makes us anxious, we never really then fully get over it. Hangman can talk about meditation, spiritual awakening, and the ability to go within, the ability to quiet the mind and to just go within. And often what we find is that answers that we're looking for, or solutions that we're looking for to problems, can't be found externally, even though that's where we always gravitate to first to search. Often these answers will come from within, but only through the quiet, through being able to turn off the busy, chatty mind and to just relax and go within and truly deeply feel into oneself. Another meaning could be that a person may be feeling stuck or stagnant in an area of their life. It could be a job that they've had for many years that has become quite boring or very much the same every day. A job where they don't see any room for growth or any potential. This would require a time for deep reflection, and this is why the Hangman comes up to ask this person in this stuck moment to reflect on this job, to see if it does still align with their values and what they want from their working life. And finally, before we finish, I do want to just mention another meaning, because it comes up a lot for me when I've done readings for clients and the Hangman has come up. It's not really a meaning that I have found in books or that I've learned when studying the tarot. It's just a meaning that has shown up for me quite significantly on many occasions when I've done readings for people. And it can indicate, or has indicated for me, that the person is either in a long distance relationship or where they live miles apart from one another, or they could be living in the same house but one of the people in the relationship is working away a lot, has to work away. Now this isn't a negative or a positive, it can be either. Sometimes it can come up because the person is happy with this situation, it benefits them, and the Hangman just comes up to acknowledge that both parties in the relationship benefit from this long distance. Or it can sometimes come up to be acknowledged because the person isn't getting on with the distance between, or the time gap between the two people in the relationship, whether it be because of working away or a long distance relationship. It's usually less about the distance and more about the time that the distance creates in which the two people can spend together. That is all for the Hanged Man, and tomorrow I will be discussing the Death card.